In the face of financial hardship, bankruptcy stands as a possible solution, but navigating this path is no easy task. Indeed, the realm of bankruptcy is a labyrinth of legalities, intricacies, and potential pitfalls. It's a complex world that can feel overwhelming, especially when you're already grappling with financial pressures. Bankruptcy, particularly personal bankruptcy, carries with it a certain stigma, often accompanied by a heavy emotional toll. Yet, it's important to remember that it's not a mark of failure, but rather a legal tool designed to give individuals a fresh start when their debts have become unmanageable. In this video, we aim to demystify this complex process, offering clarity and guidance to those who find themselves considering this route. We'll explore the two main types of personal bankruptcy in the United States, Chapter 7 and Chapter 13, their differences, how they work, and the implications of filing for each. So, buckle up as we delve into the world of personal bankruptcy, focusing on Chapter 7 and Chapter 13. Chapter 7. Bankruptcy, often referred to as liquidation bankruptcy, is a common type many individuals resort to. But what is it all about? Well, let's break it down. Chapter 7 bankruptcy is designed for those who don't have the financial means to pay off their outstanding debts. If you're unable to meet your financial obligations, this form of bankruptcy could be an option. However, it's not for everyone. To qualify, you must pass the means test, which compares your income to the median income in your state. If your income is too high, you might not be eligible. Now imagine you're a ship sinking under the weight of unsecured debt like credit card bills, medical expenses, or personal loans. Chapter 7 bankruptcy can be your lifeboat, helping you offload this weight. It does this by discharging or wiping out these types of unsecured debt. In other words, you're no longer legally required to pay them. However, there's a catch. Some assets may be sold or liquidated by the bankruptcy trustee to repay your creditors. So while your unsecured debts may be wiped clean, you could lose some of your belongings in the process. So how long does this process take? Generally, from the time you file the paperwork, Chapter 7 bankruptcy takes about 3 to 6 months to complete. As you can see, it's a relatively quick process, especially when compared to other forms of bankruptcy. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. Yes, Chapter 7 bankruptcy does affect your credit, and it will stay on your credit report for 10 years. During this period, it might be more challenging to get new credit, buy a home, or sometimes even get a job. But don't let this scare you. Remember, if you're considering Chapter 7, your credit might already be in bad shape. The impact of bankruptcy on your credit can decrease over time, and you can start rebuilding your credit right away. Let's consider a real-life example. Meet John, a hardworking individual who unfortunately fell into a mountain of medical debt after an unexpected illness. He couldn't keep up with his bills and was considering Chapter 7 bankruptcy. After consulting with a bankruptcy attorney, he found out he was eligible. He filed for Chapter 7, and within a few months, his medical bills were discharged, giving him a fresh start. While it did impact his credit, John is now on a path to financial recovery, proving that sometimes Chapter 7 can be a stepping stone to a more secure financial future. While Chapter 7 might sound intimidating, it can be a lifeline for those drowning in unsecured debt. It's a tool that, when used wisely, can help you regain control over your financial life. But remember, it's important to consider all your options and consult with a knowledgeable professional before making any decisions. On the other hand, we have Chapter 13 bankruptcy, also known as reorganization bankruptcy. Unlike Chapter 7, which wipes out certain debts entirely, Chapter 13 is about restructuring your debt into a manageable plan that you can pay off over time. So who can file for Chapter 13? While it's open to most individuals, there are certain prerequisites. For instance, your secured debts, think mortgage or car loans, must be less than $1,350,000. For unsecured debt, like credit card bills or medical expenses, the limit is a little over $500,000. Also, you must have a regular income that can support your repayment plan. Speaking of unsecured debt, what happens to it in Chapter 13 bankruptcy? Well, it doesn't just disappear like in Chapter 7. Instead, you'll be put on a repayment plan, typically lasting 3 to 5 years. The exact amount you'll pay back depends on your income, expenses, and the types of debt you have. Some debts, like child support or tax obligations, must be paid in full. Others, like those credit card bills, may be partially repaid or even not at all, depending on your circumstances. Now you may wonder, how long does Chapter 13 bankruptcy take? It's not a quick process. From filing to discharge, it usually takes between 3 to 5 years. But remember, during this time, you're actively working to repay your debts, not just waiting for them to be wiped away. And what about the impact on your credit? Bankruptcy of any kind will have a significant effect on your credit score. Chapter 13. Bankruptcy stays on your credit report for 7 years from the filing date. However, don't despair. While it may seem like a long time, remember that as you make your scheduled payments, you're building a history of responsible credit use. Over time, this can help mitigate the impact of the bankruptcy on your credit score. Let's illustrate with an example. Imagine you're John, a small business owner whose business has been hit hard by an economic downturn. You have a steady income, but your debts have piled up. Filing for Chapter 7 bankruptcy might be tempting, but you don't want to lose your business assets. Chapter 13, bankruptcy could be a viable option, allowing you to restructure your debts and pay them off over time, while keeping your business running. So, Chapter 13 offers a different approach, providing a chance to restructure and repay the debt over time. It's not for everyone, but for those who can meet the requirements, it can be a lifeline, providing a path to financial recovery without the total wipeout of assets that comes with Chapter 7. Deciding to file for bankruptcy is a significant step. But when is the right time? Bankruptcy isn't a decision to be taken lightly. It's a significant move that can have lasting effects on your financial health. However, there are circumstances when it might be the most sensible option. Let's discuss some of these scenarios. One of the most common reasons for considering bankruptcy is an overwhelming amount of debt. This could be due to a multitude of reasons like job loss, medical expenses, or even a failed business venture. If you're spending a significant portion of your income just to service your debts, and you see no way out of the financial quagmire, bankruptcy might be a solution to consider. Another scenario is when you're facing threats of repossession or foreclosure. If you're unable to make your car or mortgage payments and your lenders are threatening to repossess your vehicle or foreclose on your home, bankruptcy could offer some relief. In certain cases, filing for bankruptcy can halt these proceedings and give you a chance to reorganize your finances. Imagine you're a small business owner who's hit by an unforeseen market downturn. Your debts are mounting, and you're unable to keep up with your payments. You're on the brink of losing everything you've worked for. In such a situation, filing for bankruptcy can help you protect some of your assets and give you a fresh start. There's also the case of unmanageable, unsecured debts. These are debts like credit card bills or medical bills that are not backed by any collateral. If you're drowning in such debts and the interest is piling up faster than you can pay, bankruptcy might be the life raft you need. Remember, bankruptcy should not be seen as a failure but as a tool to help you regain control over your financial situation. It's a complex process and requires careful thought and planning. Bankruptcy isn't an easy decision, but understanding when it may be necessary is crucial. And remember, it's always wise to consult with a financial advisor or a bankruptcy attorney to understand the full implications and make an informed decision. Understanding bankruptcy is a critical first step, but the journey doesn't end here. Now you're probably wondering, what's next? Well, you're in the right place because our future content is brimming with answers. We'll delve into strategies for rebuilding credit after bankruptcy. It might seem like a daunting task, but with the right plan, you can regain financial stability. We'll also explore alternatives to bankruptcy. Yes, there are options out there that might be a better fit for your situation. It's all about finding the path that aligns with your financial goals. And of course, we'll discuss how to manage finances to avoid future bankruptcy. Prevention is key, and we're here to equip you with the tools to stay financially healthy. Remember, knowledge is power. Equip yourself with the right information to tackle your financial challenges head-on. If you'd like to hear more about personal finances, please like, share, and subscribe.